Hello, I'm Ray, and I work here at the hose shop at Gregg Distributors. An uncleaned hose can be hard to spot, and it can cause serious downtime, which impacts your productivity and efficiency, ultimately costing you time and money. That's why today on Gear Up with Gregg's, we're going to clean up with Ultra Clean Technology line of hydraulic hose cleaning equipment. From the humble beginnings of a husband and wife duo, Ultra Clean Technologies has grown into an international leader of the hose and tube cleaning industry. Through hard work and a little bit of elbow grease, Ultra Clean Technologies has continued to provide both OEMs and suppliers with their contamination-free tubes and hydraulic hoses. But why are contaminants in a hydraulic hose so detrimental? Well, contaminants primarily come from the fabrication or assembly process. Things like hose assembly lube, dust, metal or rubber particles are some of the largest culprits. These contaminants are almost invisible to the naked eye and can lead to a 20% decrease to the optimum performance of your equipment. The particles that clog up and cause damage to your pumps and hoses are so small that if you measured them, they are only about 2 to 5 microns across. To put that into context, the smallest particles we can see are the pieces of dust that float around and stick to our screens, and those are about 40 microns across. And even though we regularly use filters with hoses, unfortunately, filters cannot catch everything. Contamination primarily comes from the installation, crimping, cutting, deburring, and flaring processes. That means hoses ought to be cleaned immediately after a hose assembly or hose repair has been completed. But how can you minimize contaminants in your hoses and tubes? Easy, since the biggest contributor to a contaminated hose is the cutting process. Try to avoid using chop saws with an abrasive wheel, as they generate some of the highest levels of internal contamination. When cutting, we here at Gregg's recommend you use specialty saws, clean-cut hydraulic hose saws, as they will produce less contaminants and are designed specifically for cutting hydraulic hoses. Regardless of how your hose is cut for the assembly, it's always best to clean your hose immediately following the cutting process, as any contaminants will still be warm, therefore making it easier to expel them. And did you know, by using Ultra Clean's projectiles after the cutting process, it can make insertion of the hose stem easier, as the projectiles also polish as they clean. If you don't clean your hose before hose stem insertion, contaminants could become trapped between the hose stem and the rubber tube, resulting in an eventual leak path. Now let's move on to the cleaning process. When preparing to clean your hose, make sure to select the correct size nozzle for the inner diameter or ID of the hose. Then with clean gloves or hands, load a projectile into the nozzle of the launcher. Next, connect the launcher to your air supply. Insert the nozzle into the hose and press the launcher trigger. Make sure to hold the trigger down until the projectile exits the hose. Fire one projectile in each direction through the hose, but make sure to use no more than recommended 80 psi of clean, dry, filtered air. Otherwise, you run the risk of the projectile getting stuck or recontaminating the hose. When cleaning a hose, know that the hose's length does not affect the cleaning ability of the projectiles. Just ensure that there is a constant flow of air with no kinks in the hose. Now that the hose is clean, go ahead and insert your hose stem. Hose stems should be kept as clean as possible. If possible, do not use any lubricants when inserting the hose stem. In general, lubricants are very contaminated and can reintroduce contaminants into your hose. Not to mention, many lubricants won't be compatible with the hydraulic fluid system this hose is about to be a part of. However, if you require lubricants to insert the hose stem, for example, when the tube ID is smaller than the stem OD, then we recommend you use the Eaton AeroQuips hose assembly loop. Then after crimping or swagging, another projectile should be fired through the entire hose assembly. Finally, seal your hose assembly with Ultra Clean Technologies heat shrink capsules. These capsules will guarantee that no contamination enters your hose assembly, rather than using the traditional plug or capping method. The traditional method can be problematic as they can cause recontamination of freshly cleaned hoses if the plug or cap doesn't fit well. Furthermore, with a plug or cap, there is no way to tell if the cap has been removed or replaced, making it impossible to know if additional contaminants entered the line. Meanwhile, the Clean Seal capsules are durable, secure, and easy to use. They leave behind no particulates or residue that could contaminate your assembly, and they come pre-stacked to ensure total cleanliness inside and out. And 16 different sized capsules can cover almost every sized assembly you might work with. Here at Gregg's, we carry both the heat shrink machine and the attachable heat gun diffusers and stand. The heat shrink machine is the ideal tool for sealing multiple hose assemblies at one time. This makes it a perfect fit for production applications and hose shops. It accepts Clean Seal capsules from 3/4 inch to 3 inch ID, which means it can seal most hoses and tube assemblies. The plunger provides a centered surface for not only holding the Clean Seal capsules in place, but also ensuring they get an even distribution of heat for a perfect shrink. If you don't require a heat shrink machine that can operate 24/7, the heat diffuser and adjustable vacuum pump stand will be a better option for you. The stainless steel 95mm heat diffuser allows 360 degrees of hot air distribution to shrink the Clean Seal capsules. These diffusers come in either a 1.5 or 2 inch OD and can be installed on any heat gun that has a matching OD on its heating element. Meanwhile, the stand allows you to prop up your heat gun and diffuser in any position, so that the heat shrinking process is hands-free, easier, and quicker. We should take a step back for a bit and go over what these little marshmallow-like projectiles are. Well, here at Gregg's, we carry two different types of Ultra Clean Technology projectiles. The first is the 100% virgin foam biodegradable UC projectile. They've been designed for hose and hose assembly, carbon steel, and copper tube cleaning applications. These universal projectiles are perfect for the removal of fine particles of loose contamination and are the most popular projectile from Ultra Clean Tech. And for the larger hose IDs, these projectiles are available in 100 to 130 millimeters. These larger sizes have a laminated backer in order to prevent air permeation and make it easier for those projectiles to travel through the hose. The second is the abrasive projectile. These abrasive projectiles are designed for use with tubes or pipes that have mild to medium amounts of contamination, rust, or scale buildup. They are also made of 100% virgin foam and have a medium density. However, whenever using these abrasive projectiles, make sure to always follow up with a clean UC projectile in order to clean out the loosened contaminants and to verify the tube or hose is clean. Now let's cover the projectile launchers. The Economy Launcher Kit is best suited for hoses, tubes, or pipes 1/8 to 1 1/4 inch in size, as the majority of hoses and tubes sold are smaller than -20. This kit comes complete with a launcher, 8 hose-style nozzles, quick-release female coupler, and a case. Due to its economical price and user-friendly design, this launcher is ideal for both mobile or small job site applications. And since it has a quarter-turn locking ring, changing out nozzle sizes or loading projectiles is even easier. The next launcher is the 1¼ inch bench-mounted launcher. This launcher is best suited for OEMs, production applications, and hose shop like ours here at Gregg Distributors. This is due to the fact that this launcher has been designed for both speed and simplicity. With a 1.2 second cycle time, 5-micron air filter, twin-line air hose, and a pneumatic foot switch, this launcher is effortless to operate. It even comes standard with 7 nozzles, from 1/4 inch to 1¼ inch. Here at Gregg's, we also have a 2-inch and a 3½ inch launcher kits available. These kits come with a full flow quick release coupling and a unique 360-degree rotary plug to ensure proper airflow and non-fatiguing operator use. The combination of ease of use, availability of sizes, and portability make these launchers just that much easier to work with. But if you work with even larger hoses, we would recommend you use the 4½ inch launcher. This launcher is capable of cleaning all kinds of hoses, tubes, or pipes all the way up to 4½ inch. And this launcher is even capable of passing 50% more SFCM, or standard feet per cubic meter of air, than the previous mentioned launchers. This is because when working with larger hoses or tubes, you need to maintain proper airflow throughout the cleaning process, or else you could risk the projectile getting stuck. So of course, this launcher has some air power. Now that you know the ins and outs of a clean hose, why don't you check out our Heads Up for Hosers series, so you too can be a hoser like me. Or if you need any extra nozzles, accessories, or have any questions, please don't hesitate to connect with us on social media. Links are in the description, or leave us a comment down below. You can also visit our website at greggdistributors.ca to find your nearest branch. Again, I'm Ray, and thank you for joining me for a good cleaning on Gear Up with Greggs.